If you don't stop the wealth of the wealthiest from spiraling upwards very quickly, it will inevitably lead to the disappearance of middle class wealth. Really, we need to tax these people much, much, much more. I think we need to be looking at inheritance tax on very large estates. You have to keep an eye on that distribution.
See, Gary Stevenson has gone viral with stuff like this, and it's easy to see why. He's diagnosing the symptoms perfectly. Wealth gaps exploding, the middle class being destroyed, and people feeling like the system is rigged. But when it comes to the cause, and more importantly, the solution, Gary is dead wrong. Here's the truth. The rich aren't deliberately plotting to rob you. They're not villains in some cartoon, as much as it might seem that way. They just happen to be sitting in a position within a rigged system where everything is being extracted from the working and middle classes and flowing to them. That's the reality of a system built on fiat currency, where governments borrow beyond their means and central banks print money to support them. But before any of that money reaches us, it first passes through the hands of banks, corporations, and those closest to them, who use it to buy assets while prices are still lower. By the time we get hold of what's left, we've experienced inflation. Prices of everything have gone up much higher than our incomes have. The wealthy now have even more assets than before, while it's become even harder for the working and middle classes to acquire anything. That's how the system is designed, and it creates a giant wealth gap. So how does Gary, a so-called expert, not know this? His solution, tax the rich, is such a cop-out from addressing the real problem. And it doesn't just fail, it makes things worse. More tax just means more money going towards the most wasteful allocator of capital on the earth. Governments, the ones responsible for this whole mess in the first place. Giving them more won't suddenly make them efficient. In reality, higher taxes force small businesses to close whilst pushing entrepreneurs and capital away. Just look at the UK. Cut capital gains tax allowance, revenues fell by 18%. They chased capital away. And guess who'll have to fill that gap? They increased national insurance rates on employers, advertised as a tax on business. But if you've had a salary review in the last few months, you already know who's paying for it. The costs have just been passed on to employees in the form of smaller pay rises. I know what he says sounds good because he's giving people someone to blame, but he is deflecting that blame from where it actually belongs. This is the system. Everyone involved, the working class, middle class, the wealthy, are all just experiencing the natural effects of it. The solution isn't blaming the rich, it's fixing the money itself. Stop the printer and return to sound money. That means money that can't be created out of thin air. Money which is separated from state control. That's what Bitcoin is. And it's not a case of Bitcoin fixes this. It's that sound money fixes this. Bitcoin just happens to be the soundest money to ever exist. The funny thing is, our friend Gary here never mentions money printing. And the only time he ever mentions Bitcoin, he spreads lies about it, all of which can be proven to be 100% false. I wonder why he does that. If you're ready to start waking up and learning more about the solution, instead of listening to guys like this, hit the follow button.